I've never been somebody who just, says, have a nice day, stay positive. That's just not my personality. I think it's great if you can be chipper and pleasant and sunshiny all the time. That's not me. And, as much as I'd like to be like that sometimes, it just is not me, and it's never going to be. It's not my personality. I'm very practical. I know bad things happen sometimes. That's life. And I think something to remember is it's how we react to what happens rather than sometimes what happens. Because, sometimes there's accidents. Sometimes, it's just out of our control, the things that happen in our life. And I personally don't believe everything happens for a reason. I don't know. I mean, maybe some people get lessons from things that have happened to them. Maybe I'm too stupid. Maybe I just don't get it. But sometimes I wonder, why did that happen? It makes no sense. So that little phrase, things happen for a reason, it's not something I say. Or, it's what made me like I am today. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just not a very deep thinker. That could be it. Very likely. But I just wanted to talk about how I try to stay positive. This is just me, and I'm very eager for everybody to leave a comment and tell me how you deal with life. The idea for this video just kind of came to me today, and I decided to just do it. It's not like anything bad, or terrible has happened to me lately. Of course, in the past, when things have happened, I've, taken them very badly sometimes. It just depends on what it is. But my mind is like a factory working all the time, and it drives me crazy. But something that I thought of just gave me the idea for this video, so I thought, okay, fine, I'm just going to do it. So here we go. For me, like I said, being positive is something I aspire to. I know bad things happen. We are disappointed. People disappoint us. I disappoint myself. I oftentimes think, why did I say that? Why didn't I do this? Why did I do that? All sorts of things. I don't think positivity is a denial that anything, bad really happened, because bad things do happen. They just do. It is, like I said, how we deal with them. And understanding that has helped me to just kind of step back, if I can, and not react immediately to what somebody said or what has happened. Like if you have a little car accident, a fender bender or something, it can really shake you up. Or like a home repair that you just think, oh no, that's going to be very expensive or whatever. But if you can step back and think about it, in the grand scheme of things, most of these things are minor in a week or a month. Oftentimes, a lot of the things that really bother us, it was inconvenient, it was disappointing, or whatever the feeling you had was. But it's not the end of the world for the most part. Some things are major. I understand that. We've all lost people who either died too soon or, in an accident or something and died suddenly. Those are very traumatic things. And it takes a while to feel like yourself again. I don't know if you ever get over it, but, I understand. There are some things that really are terrible that happen in life. Something I try to do to stay positive, like right now where I live in the desert, it's almost June when I'm recording this, and it's already in the 90s every day. We had a decent enough spring. It wasn't horrible, because sometimes it gets really hot really early. But it's almost June, and it hasn't been awful yet. But I know it will be. It will be in the 90s, and the temperature will get over 100. I know it will. It always does. And I really hate it. I really hate it. I don't like it. I'm pasty white. It is not a climate I'm suited to. And I'm looking to move, actually. I don't know where. I'm taking my time to try to figure that out. But if I have a few things in the short term to look forward to, that helps me a lot. To stay positive, not get discouraged or just overwhelmed with the heat or whatever it is I'm trying to avoid or wish wasn't a truth in my life. So a few things that I have coming up. I have a jury summons coming up, and I don't know if I'll be called, because you call in the night before or you check online and see if, if your number comes up and you have to show up the next day. I hope I do. I love true crime and court TV, and I think all that stuff's very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. That is giving me, for probably for a month now, because I've had the jury summons for quite a while. I have been looking forward to making that, to looking online to see if I'm supposed to show up for jury duty. And if I got on the jury, yay, I want to do that. I've never done it. I got called one time, but wasn't chosen. They picked enough people ahead of me. So we'll see. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. And I know I'm a weirdo, because most people want to get out of jury duty. Not me. I want to do it. I want to be the foreperson. I probably won't be. And I have to tamp down my enthusiasm, or they won't pick me at all. So I have to just act like, yeah, here I am, pick me or not, just play hard to get. That's what I plan to do. I also have a trip planned, I don't know when yet, this summer, to see family, and I'm looking forward to that, because it won't be here in the desert. Everywhere's hot, mostly in the summer, but at least it'll be a change of scenery. That gives me hope. It's like, yes, I can handle it here, because I have this to look forward to. So that helps me stay positive and not feel like, oh, the summer is never going to end, because that's how it feels when you're here in the summer and the heat is just relentless. It's nice in the mornings, deserts cool off at night generally, but I don't like to get up first thing and go out and do stuff. I like to sit around and drink my coffee for a few hours and wake up. And then at night, it gets dark. So by the time it cools off at night, it's often dark, and I'm not going to walk around and, I like to go walking. And so if I got up early, that would be better, but I don't like to do it first thing in the morning. It's just not, I could, but I don't like to. So having some things to break up the summer to look forward to is a trick that I've been using the past couple of years to make it through the summer here. So try very hard to be grateful for what I have. I will run through in my mind, thank you plumbing, thank you electrical, thank you refrigerator, dishwasher, all my appliances, all my working parts of my house, my car, my body, everything. Thank them all for working and being reliable and doing what they're supposed to do. Because I am very grateful for having a roof over my head, food to eat, a safe place to live. It's not something I take for granted. I mean, I think I do most of the time, but every once in a while it occurs to me, I'm pretty lucky. And so I try to be grateful for people in my life and my good health and just all the things that make it a good life. So another thing I do is try to stay positive by not watching the news very much. It drives me crazy right now. I can't do it. If I can last half an hour, that's a lot. I used to love to watch the news. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's terrible. Complaining. I'm a big complainer. I try not to do that. I try to listen when other people are talking and not butt in. I try to be a good friend and neighbor. It's hard. Sometimes it's really hard. And I think this is all just being human. But I certainly beat myself up when I do stupid things or say stupid things. And I don't like how I feel. So just in general, and I think a lot of this has come with age, is being a better person if I can, which means just shutting my mouth half the time. That helps me be a much better person. It's hard. So I think being positive and grateful is something I have to work on. It doesn't necessarily come easily to me. I'm very cynical and skeptical and untrusting of people oftentimes. I think the worst. That way I won't be disappointed when the worst happens, which is a terrible way, to live. Sometimes when I think about it rationally, it's like, that's awful. But it's just where I go. That's kind of where I go with things. And I wish it were different, but I don't know how to change that. So I'm really curious if you have any insight, how you deal with all this. Do you stay positive? Are you, a Pollyanna and everything's great all the time? If so, wonderful. I wish I had a little bit more of that attitude. I really do, but I do not. And I'm working on it. And I feel like I'm just a work in progress. Will be the rest of my life. Have been, am, and will be. So let me know in the comments if you have anything to share on being positive or just dealing with life in general. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.